Last season, with just 8 healthy players, the London Basketball Academy made a Cinderella run through the NPA Nationals tournament. Led by their on-court and emotional leader, Jalen Warren, and aided by some timely decisions by head coach Angelo Provenzano, LBA made it all the way to the championship game, where they came up just short. But the lessons learned resonate within the program today, including the personal growth seen by starting point guard Denzel Cummins.
I actually lived with Jalen last year, so he helped me a lot. He sort of pushed me. He's a great competitor in practice and so on. Same with David Penny. This year I'm not scared of no one. I'm a little bit undersized, underweight, not super strong. So I have to bring all that up with toughness. I'm in you the whole game. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be playing with your head. I don't think anyone could match up with me. That's just the way I feel. That's my mentality.
Feeding off his energies, it's amazing. Like last year we had Warren, right? He was really all hyped up. He got everyone hyped up, right? And Denzel definitely took a role in that.
A true test for any basketball program is how they incorporate new players. It has been even more difficult for LBA since many of their additions are key pieces to their starting lineup as they try to make their way back to the championship game.
Coach told me bring in some guy, 6'4", and he typed it out. It was like, okay, right? So it spelled okay. I was like, who the heck is this guy?
My name is Okai Jamgoose. Okai comes from my grandpa's name, so I'm named after my grandpa. And Jamgoose, it's not like my family's original last name, because when my grandpa immigrated to Canada, they said your real last name is too hard, so it's changed to Jamgoose. Shooting's my strength. When I was in like grade 3, I didn't really know that I could shoot the ball well. And as I got older, I just kept making. And my dad also, he studies the game. He loves the game a lot. So he just teaches me every single thing about shooting.
It's unbelievable. This guy can shoot the lights out. You got to get a hand up. The sky's the limit for him.
While the team's biggest addition is an unknown homegrown talent in Kur Jokuch, the team's new starting center, who was discovered and developed over the last year by the team's head coach.
He's the only person who ever looked at me. Other prep schools didn't even know who I am. Other AAU teams didn't even acknowledge me. So he's the first person to actually be like, I see something in this guy, come along with me.
Near the end of the season last year, he sort of picked him up and started working him out for next year. I don't know what Coach Provenzano seen in him. Couldn't duck the ball, super weak, couldn't shoot it. I came down for a workout in the summer, and I swear it was a whole different kid. His chest was big, super athletic, dunking everything. He's our X factor to this team this year. Core, I think he's the best big in the league. And then we have Josh, I think he's the best low post player in the league.
Josh, he's a great teammate and a great person on and off the court. When I started playing, he showed me the in and outs of everything. He showed me how to catch the ball, how to post up. Even though he's younger than me, I look at him as a big brother because he showed me everything. And without him, I don't think I'll be here right now.
I'm all about the team, so first thing first, whatever best for the team. I'm gonna accept my role, do what I can do, play hard, and just work.
Core, I think he's the best big in the league. To rely on him to block all those shots, and then we have the best shooter in the league, Okai, and then we have Josh, I think he's the best low post player in the league. I think when we hit our stride, no one's gonna stop us.
SJK was one of the expansion programs in the NPA this season, representing the budding basketball hotbed that is Kitchener, Ontario. And that sporting trend is directly related to the city's most famous basketball export, Jamal Murray. The 7th overall pick in the 2016 draft is currently a starter for the Denver Nuggets, and he did it all while staying home in Canada during his high school years, inspiring local basketball players.
Jamal, he grew up basically in the same area as me. He went to the same middle school as me, and we all looked up to him as a role model. It makes me believe that I can do the same thing, because I know he came from the same area, went to the same school as me. It makes me believe that I can be the next one too. If he can do it, then I can follow the footsteps of what he did.
Growing up in Kitchener, no one looks at us the same as they would as someone from Toronto, because we're not really known as a basketball city. We put in the same work that a lot of other people do. I feel like we don't get recognized for it. Having that underdog mentality is just giving us extra motivation.
The Tri-Cities of Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo also neighbor the city of Guelph, another hockey-centric city that also has a strong relationship with football, which was the first sport of Jimmy Omino. who is a key player for SJK.
My teachers noticed that like in class I was really energetic. So they said I needed an outlet for this energy because I had too much energy in class and it was hard for me to focus. So then they also suggested football because they thought it'd be good for me to like go out running a lot, hitting people. Football ended because I broke my ankle, so my mom thought that it was dangerous now, so then she told me to switch over to something else. And the next thing that came up was basketball. After the first year, I kind of just fell in love with the sport, and it's a passion of mine now.
Whether a player picked up a sport late or has been playing since childhood, the National Preparatory Association's competitive parity has excelled these players' development as they look to play at the post-secondary level.
All the teams here are all competitive. It challenges me, and now it's made me see like the places that I can grow. And that's good for me because I haven't played that long, so I want to get better as fast as possible.
I heard about it last year, and I really wanted to be a part of it because it's just best players from all over the country. You get to see like different styles of play. Basketball is different in different regions.
We're striving to succeed in the NPA. Ultimately, our goal is a championship, so we'll see how that goes.
History has been made in Canadian basketball.
One hand down, all over the defense. One-hand cockback.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet, putting a man in the rim.
And that was it. Oh my Lord!
Welcome to the NPA on NPH.
We're back live for game number 3 of 4 today. The London Basketball Academy, your 6th seed at the National Championship Tournament, taking on SJK. SJK, the number 11 squad out of Kitchener, have had themselves an up and down season. Started red hot behind some great shooting from Branko Damjanovic, who started up with back-to-back 30-plus point games for his squad, but they have struggled down the stretch of this season, dealing with some injuries and some roster issues. But they are always game, and these two teams know each other fairly well from playing in the same conference in the National Preparatory Association.
Interesting start today for LBA. They got Ahmed Athman, who's one of the best defenders in this league.
He's worked his way into a starting position.
He has.
Yeah.
He most definitely has and has earned it. Kurjakuc, probably the biggest sleeper in the league this year. Stands at 6'8", is getting a lot of attention from the U Sports level.
And there's Kur jumping in to knock it away.
And are you hearing this bench?
Oh, absolutely.
This early in the game,
That's
are you
LBA.
hearing? That's completely different from what we've seen from some of the other benches that have started today.
And the other thing about LBA, you're talking about Kurjakuc, I mean, he is what North Pole Hoops is all about. He is a diamond in the rough who's been developed starting at about really this point last season. About 16 months ago, Angelo Provenzano brought Kurjakuc into some practices to practice with his team. Worked with him over the summer, got him into the weight room, and over about a 4 to 6 month period, totally transformed his body, won over his teammates, and this year has been an absolute star for this squad. That's number 0 in the white, Kurjakuc, out of London, Ontario.
And as a result, you've seen his recruitment pick up across the board. Pretty much the entire OUA is on his trail. In the stands right now recruiting him. University of Toronto, Western, McMaster, SFU, which is a D2, Canada's only Division II program.
Absolutely. Josh and Coombs at corner 3, no good. LBA in the whites, SJK in the dark blues with yellow trim. We thank you for joining us here today. Jason Tom here alongside Elias Sabate. That was Aiden Jackson getting into the paint. And you see right there, Denzel Cummins.
And Aiden's another one that's kind of worked his way into the starting five.
Denzel Cummins was awarded one of the second team All-Star spots, presented with his award before this game. Denzel Cummins, one of the up-and-coming stars of this league, plays with such heart and desire, and it rubs off on his teammates. There's Othman from downtown. This LBA squad truly love one another. I mean, this team is tight.
And Othman's got to be careful not to play overly aggressive, but he's the type of guy that's going to make you make quick decisions and cough it up.
Ooh, Aiden Jackson started up, letting everybody know here. And you know, everybody's here to win a national championship, but individually it's an opportunity for all these players to play at the highest level that high school basketball offers in Canada, under a huge spotlight of the national championship tournament. Joe Cooch fading away.
It's a nice looking turnaround, just want a little more arc on it, but the form is definitely there.
Jimmy Omino up top. Milan Rauknic gets it back from Novicic. Coach Ahmed El Asta is fired up here on the sidelines for SJK, sending in a Branko Damjanovic who can absolutely fill it up for SJK. A little chess match here, bringing Damjanovic off the bench. He can shoot the lights out from range. Ooh, Novicic got away with a little bit of an elbow on a screen there. Novicic fading away. Big offensive rebound, Fordyce. Okai Jamgu's almost stole it. That's, ooh, called a foul. Very interesting start here. I think SJK has come out ready to go. Rauknic at the line, misses the first. Got one more game today. Crestwood just rolled into the gym. They'll be taking on number 12 Saint Laurent out of Montreal, Quebec. The swan song of their head coach, Akram Slimane, who has been a Saint Laurent member for 20 plus years. His coaching career coming to an end here this weekend. I know they will still have their Quebec. Oh! Josh Nkumsa. It's rude to interrupt, but Josh don't care.
Josh Nkumsa has gained some serious explosiveness and done a really good job with his body over the past season and a half.
Fans are starting to come in. We're expecting, as our tournament progresses here, some inclement weather out there today. So I'm not going to hold it against you if you'd rather just sit back and watch the stream, but starting tomorrow when our number one seeds, top four seeds, pick a player. Is it Denzel Cummins that stepped in for the charge? Was it Isaiah Lee? Good D all around. These two teams know each other fairly well. And you see Denzel Cummins, the 0-0 there, going to be getting the ball in the inbounds. If you like watching individual one-on-one energetic play, Denzel Cummins is your guy. Lee running off the Joe Cooch screen. And Kumsa, who just threw down, is now going to try to show you the range. No good.
He can make those, absolutely. Just a little bit hesitant. Had a lot of space, should have got it off right away.
Jackson, a little bit of a push-off. Yeah, both refs had the call. Rauknic was not set. It's a beautiful thing when two officials get the same call without even looking at each other. For all the grief that officials get, you definitely also have to be able to shout out when they get it right. Slow start here for both teams, feeling each other out, but at the same time, LBA has one of the best shooters in the league.
A couple of them.
They keep interrupting me.
A couple of them, because Denzel's one of them.
I know, I'm talking about Okai, and Denzel pulls up and drains a three.
The audacity.
These guys, I really enjoy watching LBA play, but they're starting to try my patience right now. Giving themselves a 7-5 lead. Yeah, just a little too much on the defensive end. I was mentioning that despite having some great shooters on this team, LBA notorious for their low-scoring games. I guess that is the fact that they are such a defensively strong squad at every position. Look at the battle. SJK has come out to play today. That was DeAndre Fordyce all over the offensive glass.
And this might be the best lineup that they've had.
You just didn't know what to expect from this squad. The end of their season was tough. They were handed a couple of very lopsided losses. But in talking with their head coach, there was never a sense of, despair heading into this national championship. They're coming to win. Again, earlier today, we had RNS at the 9 seed, taking out number 8, Beast. And then BC Christian lost to the Toronto Basketball Academy. So tomorrow at 10 a.m. as part of our showcase games, we will have Beast taking on BC Christian Prep.
Good defense here by Denzel, not giving Branco any space to operate or set up a play.
Into the corner. Jimmy Omino. LBA was jacked up in the layup line, or should I call it dunk line. But they are being met with a force here in SJK, who are up for this game. I love seeing this intensity from the start.
Isaiah Lee lining up for a 3, no good.
Long 2, yeah. Had the toe on the line. The winner of this game will advance to take on CTA. Poor Joe Cooch stepping out. He can add that to his game. You want to call him a 3 and D guy, but his D is some weak side help that's just dangerous, making everybody think twice when they drive the lane. There he is closing out on the 3-point.
Where is everybody else on that play, though?
Mattis.
Missing assignments.
Yep.
You got to be well aware. This is championship time. There's no time for any mistakes. Is it just me, or has Okai picked it up in speed?
Yeah, he seems faster, and I wonder if it's just a matter of, he wasn't getting shots easily. Running off screens eventually, especially in the NPA when you have an opportunity to scout all these guys with so many of these games being put on stream, they were cutting off all the backdoor cuts, and it's just, what I saw, he had to do a lot of it himself in order to get his shots off after a while.
You're right.
And when you do that, you got to increase your speed or you're not going to get those shots off, right?
Starting to be able to create space using that sidestep as well.
Yeah. What a luxury to bring in a 6'10" Jonty Vink, international from Auckland, New Zealand. Yeah, we'll just bring him off the bench as our 8th guy. Really like Aiden Jackson's game so far today. Just strong on the ball. Taking it to the paint with conviction. Novicic, that is his game.
He can pop those. He can definitely get it going.
.237 to go. Two teams battling it out right now, tied at 10s. This is exactly the game SJK wanted. But it's also a game that LBA is used to playing.
Tough take that time by Denzel. Going up against two bigs, trying to hang while he's outside the box.
Can't bail him out at that position. Ooh, big screen set out by Damjanovic. Ran into Isaiah Lee, or Isaiah Lee ran into him.
And I think Athman's the type of guy you put on him full court. You don't let him even get in position to set up.
Offensive foul on the hook. It was, Mattis definitely hit him hard, but the foul that came first was the hook with the right elbow. LBA needs to find some offense. Jamgu's beating that pressure.
And you see the way he pushes the ball in front of him, keeps it ahead.
Third straight game that in the opening quarter we've had multiple bodies hitting the floor getting after the loose ball. It's Nationals.
That's it. That's it. It's one word, Nationals. In my opinion, I mean, we were hitting, when we were playing in high school, we were hitting the deck, whether it was the first game of the season, the middle game, or whatever. It didn't matter what the competition level was.
A little bit of pressure now from LBA. Thought Jamguz was going to end up running into that Novicic screen, but he didn't set it.
And Okai's got to be a lot smarter than that defensively. You got to play with your hands out. Otherwise, you get beat off the first step and try to use body or have hands on the hips. That's an easy call. And you don't need a guy like that getting into any foul trouble.
Cummins back on the floor now, D'ing up Damjanovic. Roknic, Novicic. Ooh, they got the mouse in the house right there, but Cummins is a pest. Doesn't matter your size. Yeah, he was pointing out in Kumsa the minute he gave up that ball. SJK has played very smart with their body on the defensive end, not allowing the refs to bail out LBA with any calls. But those sets, the screens have not been solid for SJK. Two easy ones.
I mean, he had set originally a good screen, but then, used his hip and his knee.
Yeah.
And that foul was on Alex Novicic.
Timeout, SJK. Stay with us, we'll be back. We're tied at 10s with just over a minute left in the first.
I'm Okai Jamgus and I'm mic'd up for North Hoops.
Actually, you have to talk on this.
I talk there, don't worry.
You want to mic you up? Yeah. Mic you up? Bro, why is that mic up the wrong man?
Chill out. Court. Look for Mike, look for Mike. Look for Mike.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, just put this in right there. We're good.
Denzel, drive my way. They're on me the whole time. I got it. Good D. Yo.
Doesn't matter what side you guys.
If he does, John, wait for us to swing it a little bit because they expect it.
I got him.
And then get in.
Yeah, defense on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Defense. Hey, Josh, he can't guard you.
When I told you had to fly over there, you got a lane to go around him. He stepped back, you know what I mean? I know,
like
but
I get what you're saying, but you still going like this. You know what I mean? You're going east-west. You have to go north-south.
You want me to say you screen on that?
yeah, when I say Michael, give me one. 40, 40, Denzel, 40. 0, 0, 0, 0. 5 over there, I was wide open. Oh, yay! What I do?
He didn't miss a thing. Denzel Cummins into the corner. Othman, nice entry pass to Nkumsa. Kick back out. Lee tried a little wraparound pass there. Nkumsa gets it back. Wide open in the corner. Short. Vink tries to come down with it. Cummins with 10 on the shot clock. And I have to point out, Cummins was held scoreless the last time he played SJK. And I made the joke to Coach Alosta that every other team would be asking him for a scouting report on Cummins, who has been a prolific scorer this year, as well as everything else. Isaiah Lee from the downtown district. 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. 3-point lead for LBA. Cough it up. 3 on the clock. Trying to beat it. Oh, foul called. I could hear the slap from here. Foul on DeAndre Fordyce.
And good recognition by Isaiah Lee to not let that shot off on a running 3. He timed it very well, got right to the rim.
Seen that a lot today. A couple of times we've seen players rush a shot, because I mean we are playing with the running clock down the stretch, right? FIBA rules. It seems like players have more time than they think. Lee Cash is the first.
Well, you saw that play with Abiodun. He had like 9 seconds to go in the launched one. The coach was furious about that one.
And while we're still here, we'll stay with you through the first quarter break. We're going to talk a little bit about the second team all-star that is Denzel Cummins.
Denzel's been a leader for this squad, man. He stepped it up big time with in the absence of David Penny, who was with the team last year, as well as Jalen Warren, who's moved on to Eastern Florida. He has been, he's let off on a fury of threes for his squad in various games. He's kept them in it. He's been the vocal guy. Denzel has really elevated this season, and I mean that figuratively and literally. He's added a lot of bounce to his game. That's one big thing with him. In warm-ups, you see him dunking regularly now, and we're talking about a 5'10" point guard.
Yeah, he's an impressive player, a very good person, and just has that it factor about him that if I was a coach looking for a point guard, talk U Sports level, I mean, this is a guy who I'd want to bring in, because, I mean, I think this is a guy that you can use to help build your program both on the floor and off the floor. When we see what U Sports is doing with marketing and advertising, kind of bringing it up a little bit, this is a guy that you can put on your program. This is a guy you can put, you know,
a character guy.
You can put him on your wall. You can send him out to the community.
Yep.
People are going to fall in love with this kid. Still got a year left as well.
And I think there's going to be some D1 guys, some high D2s that take a sniff at him as well.
And Nkumsa, a little mid-range game, pushing the lead up to 7. This is LBA's game, right? Make you think they're going to be able to stick with them and just slowly pull away. And they can run through. I mean, they have a deep bench, this LBA squad. And the most, I won't say he's quiet during the game, but Angelo Provenzano is a special coach. You want to talk about a guy who wants to put his players in the spotlight. This guy just lurks in the shadows. He doesn't want anything to do with any type of accolades.
He's not about the publicity. He's about substance and getting the job done. And I can appreciate that from a guy who's been around the game for so long, who's been coaching at the Michigan State camps for as long as I was a kid, pretty much. And you know, he's taken a lot from the Michigan State book, the Tom Izzo book, if you will.
And Kumsa back up top. And I mean, you're seeing right there what Angelo Provenzano does. Those offensive sets are smooth, and he has the players that can execute what he's looking for. I love that. You just see Akimo Lack there just throw his body into the Novicic screen. Aiden Jackson drops in too, but I love those guys that see the big body coming and say, well, you're going to feel it. And here it is again. Cummins looking for Olac, can't get it to him. Vink back the other way.
And to the right of the score table right now, we have Kur Jokush getting back into the game. Big time difference maker for London basketball.
Special kid, Kur Jokush.
It's crazy how far he's come in just a matter of a year. The skill development that's been done with this guy, and physically how he's been built. He was a string bean last year. I called him coat hanger for a little bit. But he's put on some serious mass and is looking more physically ready for the next level.
Ooh, yeah, that's a travel.
Excellent defense by Isaiah Lee to make SJK turn that one over.
One last thing on Kur Jokuch, a gentleman at his age. Had a chance to talk to him again yesterday, and firm handshake, looks you directly in the eye, always with a smile, goes a long way, man.
It's crazy how something that basic is like a commodity these days.
It absolutely is. It can make you stand out in the eyes of a scout, a coach. If you're listening at home and you're younger age, that can take you a long way. That could be the difference of a coach remembering you and not remembering you. Doesn't matter what you did on the floor. If you make an impact to them in a conversation, they'll remember you. LBA is picking up a lot of these little fouls right now. The same thing that works so well for him, that defensive intensity, can also end up adding up when it comes to fouls. Damjanovic inbounding, gets it back. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Low scoring affair. And Kumsa with some great hands.
And notice as SJK is bringing the ball up the court, whether they got it there on the inbound or whether it's in transition, these guys, LBA's not allowing them to set up. They're getting them at the 3-quarter mark, so 3/4 of the court they're picking up and they're playing in deny. Most of the time, SJK finds himself at the end of the shot clock looking to get off their possession.
What a beautifully run play that was. Denzel Cummins running off 2 different screens, gets it down to the final screener, kick back out, wide open jumper. Leads up to 10. It's been a slow climb here for LBA. If they end up matched up with CTA in that next round, it's going to be an interesting matchup.
CTA with a little bit more depth than most teams.
But LBA could really, and like that's what's interesting. It'd be interesting to see if they can get under their skin.
Yeah.
Because especially at the point guard position, like Aiden Warnholt's one of the best point guards in our league.
Absolutely.
And to see him matched up, and there's the swat coming through, Kur Jokuch.
Now the challenge with that matchup, if it happens, we don't know if that's going to happen yet, you got David Mwila and Josh Nkumsa. Mwila, more of an interior presence. Josh Nkumsa can be an interior guy, but can also stretch the floor.
Yeah.
So I think in that particular matchup, Nkumsa is going to have to really bring his man out. He's going to have to take Mwila outside to a place where he's uncomfortable and then be able to take him off the dribble, because Mwila racks up boards and finishes around the hoop.
This will be a very interesting, like many of these games, because we have such great coaches in this league, and because the teams play each other throughout the season, Joe Cooch with 2 threes. I think, you know, I know he went down and visited McMaster, and I look over there and I see Patrick Tatum. I just wonder if he's trying to tell Coeur to like calm it down a little bit. We need to keep this recruitment quiet.
There's Athman stretching the league yet again.
This is LBA. This is LBA basketball. They live off this intensity. 6:15 to go in the second quarter. We'll be back after a short break.
Is it something that I've done again? Say what?
Here's Campbell, look out, one hand down.
Seeing is believing. Create your very own mixtape that showcases your top highlights and skills. And strengthen your recruiting status with a direct video for coaches and scouts. Available at all NPH covered and hosted events nationwide. Email mdotto@northpolehoops.com for any inquiries and special filming requests. Exposure starts here.
NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH hosts elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport in Canada with the industry leaders and influencers. Get in the game today and join NPH in growing basketball in this country. NPH events. There's an opportunity to get involved at the ground level. NPH National Showcase Circuit. From the grassroots level to the pros.
From a Jamal Murray dunk to SJK out of Jamal Murray's hometown, just north of Kitchener. St. John's Kilmarnock. Their debut season in the NPA, a steal by Ahmed Athman.
And that's why we called him one of the best defenders in the league. Here he is again, showing more of it right now. He could get him to cough it up yet again. Excellent defense.
Oh,
that starts with Athman again.
Joe Cooch gets after it. Novicic on the ground. He's the biggest man on the floor battling the smallest man on the floor. Cummins picks up the foul. And he goes, he goes exactly to his coach and says, I only got 2. I love watching the way Angelo Provenzano interacts with his players.
They know.
They have such a respect level for him. Like, not much is said.
Yeah.
It's interaction. It's not words.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes he doesn't have to say anything.
Nope.
They just look at him. He's like, yep, I got the message.
Yeah. It really is. It's, again, the beautiful game of basketball. The relationship between coach and players, especially coach and point guards.
Good look inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shuffled.
Yeah. Oh, Damjanovic has his pocket picked, and I knew he was gonna pick up a foul.
These guys are in trouble now.
Yeah. And this is what I mean. This is what, like, again, obviously as the defending champs, if LBA advances, CTA is going to be the favorite in that game. I'm just curious to see this style of play, if that can affect the defending champs. As I look over in the corner and see head coach Tony House watching on, as St. Laurent also here taking in the end of this game as they take on Crestwood next. And Crestwood Prep, such an impressive squad, also in the middle of their independent basketball league playoffs. As I look over and see Coach Roe Russell in the 3-piece suit.
Did you say 3-piece?
I believe so.
Stepped it up.
I believe that's a vest I see over there. We'll see soon. But You want to talk about the NPA, just our second season. Just wait to see what we have in store for you next year. Jumper from Michael Mattis out of Oakville, Ontario. Ooh, got away with the forearm. LBA just plays through.
And you see Jackson, when he's on the top of the key, doesn't want to face up, and that's a sign right there of a kind of a loose ball handle. Especially with a guy like Athman in front of you. If you can't face up and see what all of your possible options are, you're going to get your team in trouble, because that's going to force you to pick up your dribble somewhere around half court, somewhere between 3-point line and half court.
Ooh.
Good help.
Good take, good help. High-level basketball being played right here. Again, this is game 3 of 4 today. We have 6 tomorrow, starting up at 10 o'clock with our showcase game. The loser of this game will then take on whoever's on the losing end of the game after this. And then starting up at 2 o'clock, we have our top 4 seeded teams will be taking on the winners of these 4 games. 2 o'clock will be our number 1 seed, Notre Dame, taking on RNS. That'll be Prairies versus Maritimes. The NPA, truly a national basketball league. Joe Cooch gets cut off by Novicic. It's deflected. 6 on the shot clock. Olak. Tough pass. Kick ball.
That was incidental. I'm not sure why he's being called a kick. Checking in back into the game right now is Josh and Kumsa.
Not before a timeout. Stay with us. It's a 17-point lead. The National Championship Tournament.
So good under pressure. Cummins.
What's the foul? Cummins got the answer. Wow. That's how you step up right now. That's how you step up.
That was at last year's Nationals. That was Denzel Cummins, who really had a coming out party. Oh, this is a chase down, just waiting to happen. KJ says, take it away. Joe Cooch had that timed since mid-court.
And he and Athman have been terrific in this game. Kerr being very active on the defensive boards, going out for chase downs, has hit 2 threes already.
Coach Alosta playing some good D on the sidelines there. Ooh, tough shot. Oh, hit the rim.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, at least he was aware and got it off.
Yep. Kick out, Joe Cooch. You have to close out on him after he hit. Good call by the official. Jonty Vink had set up camp down there.
And if that wasn't the case, if Jonty wasn't in there, that was a 3-ball waiting to drop. Kurt Jakush thought about it, had a better shot to his left wing. This LBA team is very unselfish. They play together, they look for the best shot.
Well, we talk about growth and progression, and I mean, 3 months ago, you would have let Kurt Jakush take that 3-ball all day. Not anymore. Yeah, Vink caught down low. Foul on Novicic. LBA now in the bonus. Novicic at the line. Shooting 2. Sorry, I wanted to do that. Shout out Herbie. Ooh, missed them both. It's the second time today a player's missed both free throws and his team's come down with the offensive board. Novicic and Jakush are battling off the ball there. Physical game. No one counting out the shot clock. In the last game, TBA was counting out the shot clock. Didn't matter if it was for them or against them. They were counting out no matter what. In this game, dead silence in that aspect. Almost loses it into the corner. Olak. It doesn't matter who LBA puts out there. I mean, everybody can make an impact on this squad. Brunel cutting him off defensively. Coming down with it.
SJK can't buy a basket at this point.
No.
See if they can get something at the line here.
It's not from lack of trying. I mean, they're battling. It's just not able to get clean shots. LBA, you know, they hang their hat defensively. Now Marcus Stewart checking in. I believe they have played everybody on this roster except for Stephen Lindsay. And you know, one thing that I know Angelo Provenzano learned from last year's Nationals when he had 8 healthy bodies and still took it all the way to the finals, he is very aware of the minutes his top players are going to play. Brunel looking for Kaur. You hear the bench saying, give it to him. Vink misses it. Ooh, Jakush got undercut there. Giving up some size was DeAndre Forty, so he used his brain to knock Jakush out of the paint. Brunel. Jakush hands it back off. Foul on the floor on Damjanovic. 1:38 to go. LBA just inching their way up. Every time you look up at the scoreboard, it's 13, 15, 16. Bit by bit, they just wear you down. Once again, we're at Sheridan College, Davis campus in Brampton, Ontario. Long 2. Cashed in by Ahmed Othman. Good to see Crestwood here in the gym with the inclement weather going on outside. Got all of our clubs here to be able to put in their work on the floor. Foul on the floor. Damjanovic started on the bench, and he has just racked up the fouls since he got in. .105 to go. Stewart now at the line. Omino picked up his dribble for no reason. That's a travel call. LBA, they take so much pride in their defense. Okai Jamgu's jumping off the bench to high-five Marcus Stewart. Novicic, LBA swarming on the ball. Another shot clock violation. SJK just getting frustrated. And immediately, DeAndre Fordyce looks at his bench and says, where were you guys? Where were you on the shot clock?
Preach. 35 seconds.
35 to go. 20-point lead. We've talked a lot about Kurjo Kuch today. And you're talking about, you know, this is a kid who last summer wasn't even close to being on the NPA radar, and this year we've seen him diamond in the rough, now shining.
You know, he was a complete unknown to many. No prep schools knew about him, no colleges knew about him, no universities. Angelo Provenzano saw something in this kid, took him under his wing, and has been developing him ever since. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, the bodies come together, come a long way. He's added about 12 pounds of muscle mass. And then you have his skill set. Shooting the 3-ball, blocking shots, altering others that he doesn't get a hand on. I mean, he could just affect the game in so many ways, and hence you have all these U Sports programs that are now in the mix with him.
And I bring it up because, you know, it's so easy when you hear all the huge names coming out of Canada, and now we know about them from an early age. And it's so easy to kind of think like, you know, if you aren't known at the age of 16 or 17, then you don't have a hope. A guy like Kurjo Kuch is a perfect example of that is incorrect. He put in a tremendous amount of work over the last 16 months, and now he has U Sports colleges coming after him.
And don't forget, there's some guys that are late bloomers.
Yeah.
Some guys just, usually with the bigs, and guys that are still learning their body.
Just got to find the right fit, the right relationships. And I mean, in our interview a couple of months ago, it's the first thing he said. He said, nobody believed in me until I met Angelo Provenzano.
It's a good look inside, just a little too low. Pass was made at the feet.
What a big time shot from Marcus Stewart, the kid, the 2021 product out of London, Ontario, getting his boys off the bench. We hit halftime, a 22-point lead for LBA. 10-minute break. We'll be back with second half action.
Josh and Kumsa.
That is smooth.
Side to Kumsa. He's a handful. The left hand. Finish. He's gonna pull it. Oh, baby!
Gets blocked by Nkumsa. Josh Nkumsa with the nice spin move inside.
beat the buzzer. Stick back jab, Jacoby Neath.
Hey! Let's go, man. Good pick, boy.
Transition, Shaheem Malcolm. Oh, someone check that ball for a bruise. With the steal. Blowing past everybody, AJ Lawson.
Let's go, bro.
In transition, throwing it down. Off the backboard, Jashawn Henry. Shaheem Malcolm letting everybody know the Riverhawks have taken flight. Right down the lane with the slam. Sammy Hunter. There's Daves.
That's a dive. That's a dive.
Showtime from the Filipino Wrecking Machine. And if you want to put together a Matthew Daves highlight reel, oh, look out, your boy, Elijah Fisher. Two-handed slam.
Two out of Calgary.
Ooh, no-look pass. Big-time finish. Cole Newkirk. Oh, so if you turn it over like that, it doesn't matter. Number 21, Nas Robert.
Viewer definitely put things into perspective for him.
You want to talk about perspective.
My assist, give me that assist. Oh, come on. Bang out. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I won.
Jashawn Henry is a man. Raheem Sullivan has the ball in his hand. 2 on the clock, gets into the lane. Floater game! Floater game! Floater game! Raheem Sullivan wins the floater game in this game. History has been made in Canadian basketball.
From the Maritimes to the nation's capital.
I just like the sound.
Brady Cancun, my goodness.
To the 6.
Oh, big block there.
To the prairies.
By Jashawn Henry.
All the way to British Columbia. This is the NPA.
One-hand jam! All over the defense. My Lord. Goodness gracious. Campbell with the facial. Oh! E-man, E-man. Defense to offense.
Cummins, that is
no
not
way.
the guy.
No way.
Cummins. Game.
Oh!
Plus the foul.
We got the answer. Wow. That's another good one. There is Sammy Hunter.
And look at this. Danilo Jiricic ending his high school career. A dagger of a spike.
GTA prep wisely feeding the hot hand. Oh, nice step back, cross through. And we got Sidney Kabongo on fire right now.
Oh! How about that nasty from Jashawn Henry?
Stick back, jab. Chris Hagan.
Knock back.
Oh! Bringing the fans to their feet. Putting a man in the rim.
In transition with the cock back, one hand pounded. Woo!
Last season, with just 8 healthy players, the London Basketball Academy made a Cinderella run through the NPA Nationals tournament. Led by their on-court and emotional leader, Jalen Warren, and aided by some timely decisions by head coach Angelo Provenzano, LBA made it all the way to the championship game, where they came up just short. But the lessons learned resonate within the program today, including the personal growth seen by starting point guard Denzel Cummins.
I actually lived with Jalen last year, so he helped me a lot. He sort of pushed me. He's a great competitor in practice and so on. Same with David Penny. This year I'm not scared of no one. I'm a little bit undersized, underweight, not super strong. So I have to bring all that up with toughness. I'm in you the whole game. I'm gonna be talking. I'm gonna be playing with your head. I don't think anyone could match up with me. That's just the way I feel. That's my mentality.
Feeding off his energies, it's amazing. Like last year we had Warren, right? He was really all hyped up. He got everyone hyped up, right? And Denzel definitely took a role in that.
A true test for any basketball program is how they incorporate new players. It has been even more difficult for LBA since many of their additions are key pieces to their starting lineup as they try to make their way back to the championship game.
Coach told me bring in some guy, 6'4", and he typed it out. It was like, okay, right? So it spelled okay. I was like, who the heck's this guy?
My name is Okai Jamgoose. Okai comes from my grandpa's name, so I'm named after my grandpa. And Jamgoose, it's not like my family's original last name, because when my grandpa immigrated to Canada, they said your real last name is too hard, so it's changed to Jamgoose. Shooting's my strength. When I was in like grade 3, I didn't really know that I could shoot the ball well. As I got older, I just kept making, and my dad also, he studies the game, he loves the game a lot. So he just teaches me every single thing about shooting.
It's unbelievable. This guy can shoot the lights out. You got to get a hand up. The sky's the limit for him.
While the team's biggest addition is an unknown homegrown talent in Kur Jokuch, the team's new starting center, who was discovered and developed over the last year by the team's head coach.
He's the only person who ever looked at me. Other prep schools didn't even know who I am. Other AAU teams didn't even acknowledge me, so he's the first person to actually be like, I see something in this guy, come along with me.
Near the end of the season last year, he sort of picked him up and started working him out for next year. I don't know what Coach Provenzano seen in him. Couldn't duck the ball, super weak, couldn't shoot it. I came down for a workout in the summer, and I swear it was a whole different kid. His chest was big, super athletic, dunking everything. He's our X factor to this team this year. Core, I think he's the best big in the league. And then we have Josh, I think he's the best low post player in the league.
Josh, he's a great teammate and a great person on and off the court. When I started playing, he showed me the in and outs of everything. He showed me how to catch the ball, how to post up. Even though he's younger than me, I look at him as a big brother because he showed me everything. And without him, I don't think I'll be here right now.
I'm all about the team, so first thing first, whatever best for the team. I'm gonna accept my role, do what I can do, play hard, and just work.
Core, I think he's the best big in the league. To rely on him to block all those shots, and then we have the best shooter in the league, Okai, and then we have Josh, I think he's the best low post player in the league. I think when we hit our stride, no one's gonna stop us.
Okay, let's keep it going. Keep the intensity high.
Get your feet square, get your feet square.
Take it home, write it down, grab a homie, and work on it. Work on it, master it.
AJ Lawson, go! He gets it to go! Wow. Pick it up, Jalen.
Second half action is underway between SJK and LBA. London Basketball Academy versus St. John's Kilmarnock. Kitchener versus London. LBA in the whites with a 22-point lead after the opening 20 minutes.
LBA's been in complete control of this game. Got different guys coming off the bench and contributing in major ways.
You see the war wound on Aiden Jackson Got the bandage on his face. It's amazing how that can... Backdoor alley-oop play. That could have been nasty either way. Joe Cooch collected in midair and finished softly.
They drew that play up for him. They've done it before, and I got a feeling they'll get it again at some point in this game.
Novicic has one heck of a touch in the mid-range and beyond. Cummins once again being silenced offensively by this SJK squad who held him scoreless in their final matchup of the season. And that playbook is once again in full effect. Alex Novicic is saying, I am not going without a fight. Alex Novicic with 5 quick points here for SJK. Some half-time adjustments made by St. John's Kilmarnock head coach Ahmed Al-Osta. Ooh, firing the no-look to the corner and then to Kaur.
And that looked good from Kaur.
Yeah,
all of his shots look good. His overall form has really improved as well. I don't know how a player, I've never seen a player make as many adjustments in his game as Kaur has.
The first three-pointer of the game for Okai Jamgoose, and his team's up 20.
How rare is that the first 3 from Okai comes in the second half?
It shows what type of team we have here with LBA. I mean, this is truly a team. You know, this isn't a team that when they head out, they're like, okay, today we're going to get the ball to, and you're going to have a big game. Like, this is a team that at any given time, depending on what the situation calls for, they can have another player step up. As the voting was coming in for the NPA All-Stars, you know, there was a number of LBA players who picked up votes. And it almost went against the team because, you know, they split up the votes a lot of the times, right? It's like, well, okay, I'll vote for Josh, but I won't vote for Okai. Or I'll vote for Okai, but I won't vote for Denzel. Actually, I haven't said that. Denzel Cummins got a landslide of votes. I mean, throughout this league, people understand what Denzel Cummins means to his team. A very worthy second-team All-Star in the NPA this season.
And there was some debate about him being a first-team All-Star. You know, he had some games where he did look like one of those.
I like when the players with a year left just get the second-team All-Star, you know? Gives them something to work for next year. Patrick Emelian was a perfect example. He was a second-team All-Star last year, first-team this year.
Yeah, but if there's a guy even that's a rookie, you know, that deserves a first-team All-Star, he's gonna get it.
Just saying, I like it.
Fine.
You know, give him something to aspire to, build towards.
There's Kaur again, just showing up out of nowhere.
And then here comes the next wave. Josh Nkumza comes through with the block. Kaur closing out in the corner. Okai thought about it.
That little hesitation dribble.
Nkumza, jumper no good.
This is a mistake that LBA is making right now. They are settling for all of their outside shots, and nobody's crashing the boards. On that last possession, you saw no white jerseys in the paint.
Oh,
maybe that guy.
Joe Cooch, he hasn't had a clean crush yet, but he's showing you the athleticism that he possesses and the length.
And the U Sports coaches in the gym right now are just drooling over this type of talent. He's a rare breed at the next level. What we've seen from Kaur is just progression in 1 year. Imagine after one more.
And he's a workhorse, man. We got a tech called on Okai. Okai Jamgoose. A little bit of frustration. Okay. Just a little question from the bench there. Okai Jamkus gets himself up to 4 fouls pretty quick from the Tech. .22 lead for LBA. I think Angelo Provenzano is happy that he played 11 players because he's going to have to go deep into that bench with foul trouble now. Starting to rack up for his players. Omino trying to get it down low to Rauknich. Rebound from Mattis. Cummins pushing it back, trying to split the D, forcing the foul call.
That was a smart play by Cummins. He knew the sandwich was coming, and he jumped right in.
Yep. Said, I will be the ham in that sandwich, and I'll pick up that foul. Alex Odami checks in for St. John's Kilmarnock. Cummins, he has had Aiden Jackson. I think I now know the answer on how they kept Cummins scoreless in their last meeting. Aiden Jackson. He's been dogged defensively.
He's given him life in this game. He started off pretty hot, and then you had flashes from Novicic.
The problem is, you know, when you're faced with the personnel challenges, you know, you're putting a guy like Aiden Jackson to shut down a Denzel Cummins. It's hard to ask Jackson to bring that offensively as well.
Yep. And I think it's more of a sustain than a shutdown. It's really tough to take Denzel out of the game completely. He's always going to find a way to be effective.
Oh yeah, it's just a scoring shutdown. That's all it is. I think in the game that he was scoreless, I think he still had, you know, I think he was 8 boards and 11 assists or something like that. And in his last game of the season against GTA Prep, Denzel Cummins had himself a triple-double. I remember I had a conversation with Coach Provenzano after that game, and I said, wow, that Cummins kid, you really got to light a fire under him and get him going, huh? Mm-hmm. And he said, honestly, I told him that he didn't have a good game, and then a player came up to me 5 minutes later and said, did you know Denzel had a triple-double? He said, shows what I know. I think it was 12 dimes, 11 boards, 10 points. Another day at the office for DC. Oh, pull up. Ooh. Wet from range, Denzel Cummins pushing the lead up to 26. I hated playing against guys like Denzel Cummins. Oh, obvious foul call. Look at it, he loves it. He loves it.
And Coach Ahmed Al-Usta called that. He knew that that was going to happen. He screamed at his player to get rid of the ball. It's way too sticky right now for SJK. Everyone's trying to take it upon themselves to get past this, and it's not a one-man show. You see the production from LBA. They got multiple pieces with double figures.
Yep. Nice outlet pass. Another chase down, this time Mattis pinning it off the glass. They just gave it right back to SJK. Cummins picks it up. Osman, Lee. And the floodgates are open.
It's over.
It's up to a 29-point lead. Elias, I haven't done that for a year and a half. Elias just brought out the salami and cheese.
It's over, man.
Out of bounds on LBA.
Just call it how it is here. You should look at the body language. Look at the body language from the SJK guys. Look how many guys have their hands on their hips right now. 2, 3. You know, there's only one player in the history of basketball that I've seen him like pretty much live with his hands on his hips, yet he can get away with it. And that was Andrew Wiggins. Notorious for it.
Yeah, there's been some jokes made of that. Should be the signature on his shoe. Two-handed slam. Really interesting
I haven't
to
actually
see.
heard that one before.
Really interesting to see SJK starting to get more physical than they have most of the game now that they're down 27. But maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need to play with that edge right now. Jackson D'ing up Cummins. Vink. Top. Cummins again. Jackson just all over him. Loses it.
Hung on to it for too long.
Damjanovic. Offensive rebound. Novicic. Foul on Isaiah Lee. 2:29 to go. LBA doubling up SJK.
Ahmed Athman about to check back in here. Member of the 2020 class out of Oshawa, Ontario.
Giving Denzel Cummins a break. The 27-point lead. If this stays true, LBA will have a turnaround to then play the defending NPA champions. That game's going to come up pretty quick on them tomorrow. So if Coach Angelo Provenzano can get away with playing some of his bench, it would be helpful to their chances. Isaiah Lee shaking and baking through the lane but could not finish. Up top, Athman. Mattis. On 2.
Mattis has got it going from mid-range. Both of his makes from right around that area.
Novicic has had a bit of a flow in this second half. Couldn't drop that. Mattis lays down the screen, gets it back, hit the floor hard. Brunel, sorry. Jackson. Nice move into the lane. No finish at the rim. LBA bringing that weak side help. SJK in transition. No easy baskets, doesn't matter what the score is. 56.6 to go here in the third quarter. Take a look at the bracket of our national championship 2018. The second time we'll be handing out a national championship. We already have RNS moving on to play Notre Dame. We have TBA, who will then play Central Tech at 4. LBA doubling up SJK right now, so you see that they'll advance if they hold on to win this game to take on CTA at 6 p.m. And we have one more game today, Crestwood and St. Laurent. The winner of that gets the opportunity to play GTA Prep. AJ Lawson, Casey Izagu, and a host of other talented young players on that squad.
And when I was in Montreal just a couple weeks ago, I remember both the team, the player personnel, as well as the coaching staff saying, we're coming to nationals to shock somebody. Yeah, we haven't been strong all season, but we are coming to shock somebody. Now, if they manage to pull off that kind of upset with that young of a team, all 2020 kids in 2021, that would be one of the biggest upsets we've seen.
They have made it known what they want to do. It's a matter of executing. They get hot at the right time. I mean, St. Laurent, they have size and Trayvon Minot. They have a point guard that has finally got his game coming around with him, and Ben Datro. Arnaud Niamji. There's just a number of players on that squad that have really started peaking at the right time. On the clock. A 6-second difference, game clock to shot clock. Foul to give. And SJK gave it. Isaiah Lee up top. Olak, pull-up jumper, no good, crashing the glass. A 26-point lead for the London Basketball Academy over SJK through 3 quarters. We'll be back with the 4th quarter of game 3 of 4. Stay with us on NorthPoleHoops.com.
Everyone has their story. What's yours? Were you born with the ball in your hands? Or were you a late bloomer? Are you a dead-eye shooter? Or a high flyer?
Throws up an alley-oop! All elbow! Williams!
Are you a leader? Or an elite role player? North Pole Hoops wants to know, what's your story? Everyone has their story.
Rep by rep, you push yourself. Effort is only half the battle. Doubt sets in. Why do you do it? Is it worth it? The light.
We're back live. SJK trying to make some noise here in the 4th quarter. This team isn't going to go away. They ain't going to roll over for LBA, but LBA, they have some hungry players on this team who've been waiting for the opportunity to play in a huge spotlight like this. And this is a perfect game for them.
Cold-blooded. Isaiah Lee is cold-blooded, and he's going to get some college and university interest after a game like today.
At the line, Aiden Jackson, who's had himself a good defensive game. off the start, came out offensively setting the tone, but defensively has done a great job on Denzel Cummins. So we haven't seen Josh Nkumsa, I think, since the opening minutes of the third quarter.
And that's a big plus for LBA. They get to rest him for the most important game of the season thus far against CTA. Now it's safe to say that they're going to be playing CTA.
Ooh.
Great move.
Novicic to Rauknic. Yep. Good call. Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen Josh Nkumsa since the opening minutes of the third quarter. We haven't seen Kurjo Kuch since he almost put 2 guys on a poster. Okai Jamgu's got into foul trouble. He sat down. We probably won't see him again. Denzel Cummins came out about 3 or 4 minutes left in that third quarter. He was a little bit banged up, so he's going to get a rest. Angelo Provenzano could not have asked for anything more. Look at the handle on Olak. Senior playing in his hometown of Brampton, Ontario in this Nationals tournament. Nice ball movement.
That would have been Isaiah Lee's 4th 3 of the game.
He's been solid. Ooh, nice move. Jimmy Omino. Omino. Getting a little loopy. It's been, game 3 has been a little bit of a stretch.
Yes, it has. You can say that again.
Shout out Daft Punk. Being played on the 1s and 2s right now.
One of the best funk music artists, period.
Yeah, I don't really know anybody who you know, if you don't like Daft Punk, it's because you say you don't like Daft Punk. If you hear a song you don't know it's Daft Punk, you're not going to say, I hate this song.
That's right. Or recently I was listening to some Jamiroquai.
Yeah, he's another guy.
Classic.
As you get older, it's amazing how it changes. Jumper from Michael Mattis, who's logged some big minutes here for LBA as they've been able to go deep into their bench. 8 minutes to go here. Lead stretching up to 29. Coming down with it, Ryan Brunell. Mattis, the wing. No good. Oh, front rim and out, battling still down low is Alex Odame. Hey, doesn't matter what the score is and who's on the floor. Angelo Provenzano still just standing down there. Still coaching it all the way to the end. And there is Steven Lindsay, the last remaining member on this roster that has not touched the floor today. And in he comes as Michael Mattis gets himself a break. Patrick Tatum showing the handles on the sidelines, phone in one hand, solid dribble on the right. The U Sports coaching contingent in full effect in the corner down there.
And after a very progressive stint with Ryerson, Patrick Tatum has taken the head coaching position at McMaster University. It's going to take a couple years to build the program and bring in some new recruits, but if there's anybody that could do it, it's PT.
Hey man, look at what Brock did in a short time.
I think one thing that I really appreciate about the way things are moving in Canada is we're starting to see more color as well. We're starting to see more diversity in the coaching realm, and that's a beautiful thing on its own.
Absolutely. And it's going to help the future. It's going to help future coaches. There's a ton of kids playing right now at a high level. They're not going to be able to play forever. But once they see coaches getting a shot that look like them, that come from the same background as them.
That's right.
They believe that, well, this is a route that I can take. And a guy like a Patrick Tatum or a Charles Kissy, those are the type of guys who would take somebody like that under their wing and teach them the ropes. Lots of positive moves happening in the U Sports realm, despite the controversial name change. At the line is Branko Damjanovic, who's our leading scorer in the league after the first couple of weeks of the season, thanks to I believe it was a 31 and 39 point game in his first 2 games of the season.
Yeah, I was there for one of the first ones. Actually, they played against London, this very same team, and I believe he had about 10 threes in that game.
It's been very exciting to be involved in this from the start this season, to be able to see the growth of individual players, programs. Stephen Lindsay has been on the floor for about a minute and a half, already has a nice assist, and now a basket down low. His team loves seeing it too. Now Sacha Kovacs, one of the finalists for our Academic Athlete of the Year award. Jonty Vink still out there battling for boards. A lot of perimeter dribbling. That was 18 seconds used up on that shot clock. Okay. He's going to hear it from his bench for not dunking the ball.
And he's just starting to get the bunnies.
Yeah.
With a running start, he would have done it, but
absolutely.
Little gather there.
Yeah. I just think he shook his head knowing that he's going to end up hearing it. I'm looking down the bench, they're all laughing right now. Good sportsmanship there. I like to see that. Damjanovic helping up Akeem Olak. Marcus Stewart checks into the game. Timeout from Angelo Provenzano. Leads at 33, 4:44 to go. We'll be back. Game 4 is on deck for day 1 of the National Championship Tournament.
NPH Scouting Service. The NPH Scouting Service is another platform for exposure with a network of over 300 coaches and scouts from some of the most recognizable brands and programs. Our scouts are constantly evaluating talent to ensure accuracy and credibility. Developed through the National Showcase Circuit. North Pole Hoops hosts 3-day camps in Canada's major basketball markets that focus on exposure, skill development, and character development. Top performers go on to receive athletic scholarships in Canada and the United States. There are currently over 200 Canadian men and women playing at the NCAA Division I level. Canada's next top talents are identified at NPH's National Showcase Circuit. Host elite level high school tournaments to national club team championships throughout the course of the season. Now is your chance to get involved with the fastest growing sport in Canada with the industry leaders and influencers. Get in the game today and join NPH in growing basketball in this country. NPH events. There's an opportunity.
4:35 to go. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us live on YouTube.
I thought we were on CBC.
Eventually.
We're still on YouTube? Yeah, we gotta
YouTube's the future, man.
You're right. Everyone's going away from TV.
TV's a dying breed.
Everything's online.
Who's on TV now? And let's be honest, everybody that ends up on TV comes from YouTube.
Yeah, good point. Or
we've had plenty of conversations revolving around the NPA. And the internet is the future.
Tis.
Break your back to get on TV. Only to end up back where you came from. Ooh, Okai got his bench up. He teased them. He teased them.
I'm not sure what he whispered to. Okai whispered something to the defender there.
I don't know if he felt like he undercut him a little bit.
Yeah. He might have warned him.
Yeah. Which I'm on board with that, considering it's a 38-point game.
Yeah.
You know, really smart move too for Angelo Provenzano to get Okai back out there for the end of the game, try to get the stroke going.
Turnover for SJK. Not that they can afford one right now, but
still some solid ball movement. Offensive board, Stephen Lindsay. Ooh, step back for no reason. Good opportunity to try to get their shooter to get some feel heading into the next round.
Man, Okai's really thickened up a little bit. You could see a little bit more muscle mass coming on.
Really is a work in progress in every aspect. And it's you know, when you're a work in progress during a season, it's difficult. It's always exciting to see how that will progress to the beginning of next year, right?
There's Brunel on the finish, on the cleanup.
I was looking at Ryan Brunel and don't know how that turnover occurred right there. But LBA got it back and missed. SJK pulls down the board. DeAndre Fortis trying to get it down low to Novicic. Stephen Lindsay trying to body up the big man. Novicic has a nice touch from the outside and has obviously the body you need to carve out space down low. Olak. Cash. Back into the paint again. 1:45 to go. We got one more game today. We got 6 tomorrow. Our top 4 seeds will start their tournament at 2 p.m. 2, 4, 6, and 8 tomorrow. And then Saturday, 7 and 9 o'clock for our semifinals. Constellation on Sunday at 3, championship game at 5. Those are some good start times. They give you plenty of time to get everything you need to get done on a weekend and still have time to catch some high-level basketball and be a part of history. Stepped out of bounds.
Alex Adami, the only SJK player graduating this year or coming out this year. Most others are going to be looking to take a prep and come out as 2019 prospects. Hoping to see a major change in Novicic's body over the course of this summer. If he's somebody that's going to take the game seriously, it's time for a change. It's time for serious work in the weight room, running hills, going swimming, all that good stuff.
It's the work that you got to put in if you want to take it to that next level.
A minute and 15 to go here in this game. Again, for teams tuning in, or for fans tuning in from Montreal, Your team is up next. St. Laurent taking on Crestwood. Crestwood Prep. And from what I'm hearing, and from what I'm seeing as well, I've seen some videos, Jacoby Neath is now healthy for the first time this season at full health. He is legitimately jumping over guys, doing windmills over guys. That is absurd.
This guy would have been a lock for a first-team All-Star.
Oh, had he been healthy?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. He got votes despite those injuries just because people know what he's capable of and what he did when he was healthy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, if Crestwood gets past St. Laurent in that 5 versus 12 matchup, them and GTA Prep, it's going to be an interesting game to watch. We haven't had a healthy squad on both sides take each other on in that matchup. Clock winding down here in game number 3 of 4. London Basketball Academy is going to advance to take on the defending champions, Canada Top Flight Academy. 6-second shot clock, game clock differential. DeAndre Fortis will take the 2. LBA will run the clock off. Just got to get over midcourt. LBA took care of business, rested their guys, exactly what they needed to do. 79-43 your final. We got game number 4 between Crestwood and St. Laurent out of Quebec. We'll be back. 5:25 tip.